back to Tell the Truth channel. Please like, share my content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and what other content that y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. I am in Jesus and Jesus is in me. All right. I want to speak on some things about the part 2 of the video when I was talking about how my father viewed the people that he chose to be working for him. Now, this conversation that I want to talk to y'all about, maybe y'all understand me very clearly on what I mean about how he chooses his starseeds and his workers. Now, this is what he does. My father picked people from the heart. Like I said, he picks people when it comes from the heart, not for the way they look, not for the money that they have, not if they poor or whatever. He don't look at that. He look at the heart. So what I mean by that, okay, let me explain it to y'all. I was watching this movie a long time ago. And this movie that I was watching, it was this man, and he wanted to know, he went to God, and he asked God to let him know who is the person that who is the person that he choosing for him to be in his life, because he wanted to know, could he give him a person that he wants to be with for the rest of his life, because this man, he was a godly man, and he was looking for a godly woman. So when he asked God that, and he waited a while, and then God responded back to him on that. And he told him, that's what I mean. He told him that he was sending a woman to him. But see, he was looking for a woman that was going to be, classy, like have a big booty, big breasts, look good, body banging, stuff like that. But see, my father don't look at people for the way they look. He don't go off that. He judged people from the heart, not for the material things of the way they look on the outside. He don't go off that. So this is what he was looking for. So he had placed a lot of women in front of this man. And every time he placed these women in his face, in this man's face, he would ask God, is this the one for me? And God would say, nope, that's not the one. And he said, okay. So he started looking again. And then he saw this other lady. And he said, God, is this the one for me? And he said, nope, she's not the one. And then he said, okay. So he started looking again. He saw another lady. And then he asked her, he asked God. He said, God, is this the one for me? God said, nope. And then he said, God, well, who is the one for me? And when he said that, God placed the woman in his face. But see, he knew the woman that he placed in his face because he have seen this woman before. And when he saw the woman, and he said, God, what you trying to say? This is the one that you want me to be with for the rest of my life? And God said, yes. And he said, but God, she is for every man out there. Why would you want me to be with somebody like that? I thought maybe you would want me to be with a godly woman. And you got to look at this. God is saying, no, I'm going to put whoever I think that's preparable for you, who I think that is good for you to be with. So that's what he does. He put people in your life that he knows that's preparable for you, not you know, not the outside of the person, the parable for you. So he thought that he was going to get a banging woman. But see, the woman, she was nice looking. She was. She was beautiful. But she wasn't beautiful for what he wanted. He wanted the woman to have everything, like the booty and all that stuff. But see, what happened? God placed this woman in his life, but the woman she was a lady of the night. And see, God don't go off the he don't go off how people live their lives. He don't go off that. He go off how people hearts. He go off the heart, not their looks, not how they live their lives. He don't go off that. He go off the heart. So when the dude say that she was for everybody, God didn't care about what he thought, but that was the person for him. So God wanted him to show her that she don't have to live her life by being with all these mans. That it's always somebody out there for her that gonna love her for her. So she didn't think that, because a lot of people knew how she lived her life. So she um kept doing the things that she was doing. So the dude, he came up to her because God told him that was the one for her, for him. So he went to her, asked her out to go out to eat with him, and she kept, you know, turning him away. Like, no, she didn't want to go out with him because she didn't. She looked at him like she was not good enough for him. Like, this man is a godly man, and I'm a woman that's for the streets, so I'm not good enough for him. That's the way she looked at him. But so every time he kept trying to get with her, she kept pushing him away. She kept pushing him away. But he would not give up on her. He just would not give up on her. Even though she kept pushing him away, he would not give up on her. So one day she decided to go out with him. He asked her again. She decided to go out with him. So she went out with him. They had a nice time. He started liking her. She started liking him. So he started taking her to the church that he went to, and then God started throwing um, visions of things about her into his face. So he started seeing things about her, and he started prophesizing the things that God was saying to him. He was prophesizing to the people in the church and saying things that God was saying to him about her, but it was not good things that he was saying, and it was hurting her because she didn't think that he would know all of this about her. But the point is that God was telling him things about her that he didn't think that he knew, which he didn't know, because God was telling him stuff, and she was surprised to know that he knew all of this where he was getting this from. But he was getting it all from God, because God was prophesying everything to him, and he was speaking out in front of everybody in the church. So she walked away from him. She left, and he was wondering, like, why did I say the things I was saying? Because God, the one, was telling him to say it. And when she left, he went back to try to get her to come back to him. So he had to do all he can to get her back, because he didn't want to let her go. So he went to her and talked to her and told her that he didn't know why all of this was going on. And she went out with him again. So when she went out with him again, he took her to visit his family. And his family knew that she was the lady of the night, like being out in the streets. So they didn't want him with her. But that didn't stop him, because he let his family know that this is the one he wanted. This is the one God told him to be with. And he was not going to give up on her, because God chose her for him. So he did not care about her lifestyle. He just wanted to be with her because God chose her to be with him. So when he found out that, when they started getting serious, she started going back, doing the things that she was doing in her past with other men. She started doing it all over again. So he found out that she was doing it again. Then she had got pregnant 3 times by 3 mans. And he still loved her. And even though she got pregnant by these mans that she was sleeping with out there in the world, he still wanted her because God said that was the one for him. And he turned around and he married her and helped her raise her kids. But even though he did that, she decided to go back out there and do it again. Even though she was married to him, she decided to do it again. So she left him to go back out there to deal in the world messing with these these mans out there. But he still did not give up on her. He still wanted her. He still wanted her because God told him that was the one for him. The reason why God told him that because he wanted him to help her realize that she can change her life. That it's somebody that loves her for her. That she don't have to go out there and do the things that she does. It's somebody that will love her for who she is regardless. And he just wanted her to change her life. And she knew, and God knew that this man is the one that could do it, that could change her life. So she went back out there. She did it again. He still didn't walk away. Then she went to this other man, and this man was a pimp. And he started pimping her out. And her husband, he went looking for her again. And he ran into her pimp. And her pimp told him if he don't leave her alone, he's going to kill him. So he told the pimp, well, you just going to have to kill me because that's my wife. And I'm going to get her back. She's coming home. She's my wife. That's what he said to her. So the pimp said, yeah, okay. That's what you think? Okay. So he didn't leave. He stayed there. And the pimp started fighting him, jumping on him and stuff. And the pimp beat him up. But he didn't stop. He still kept going until he got his wife back. When his wife realized that he did not walk away from her out of all the things that she did, he still didn't give up on her. She finally came to him and told him that you love me this much that all of this that I did to you, you still want me and you love me for who I am, regardless of how I live my life, you still want me. And he said yes, because God told me you was the one for me. But see, y'all got to understand that God, when he wants somebody together, he don't care about their life. He don't care about the things they do out there in the world. He don't care. He just know that that person that he put together is going to be together. And no man, no woman, no demons, or no devils going to shut that down. Because once God puts something together, can't no man or no woman put that under. Nobody. When he say something's going to be together, it's going to be together. Because he knew that this man can help her change her life and see the difference about herself. And when he didn't give up on her, she started seeing that he loved her regardless. And he was not going to give up on her. And when she saw that, she did not go back out there in the streets no more. She started going to get help and everything. And they got closer and everything. And they had kids. And they lived a happy life. So that's what he does. He do not put people together because that's what y'all want. He put people together the way he want people to be together. If you looking for a perfect person, God ain't going to give you what you want. God going to give you what you want. But he's going to give you what he think is for you, not what you think is for you. He's going to do what he think is for you, not what you think you're supposed to get from him. So when you ask God, God, give me somebody, he going to give you somebody, but the person that he think is for you. Not who you think is for you yourself. No. What he think is for you. That's who he does. That's what he does. So it ain't always gotta be somebody that God's put in your life that you got to date. So if God sends somebody to you, it ain't always gotta be a person that you want to date. It could be somebody that he's sending to help change your life. It could be he's sending somebody to help you with something that's going on in your life with somebody else. Could be somebody else that's going through something in your life, and he could be sending that person to you, to that person to help somebody in your life. See, God do things in mysterious ways. He don't do it the way y'all want it to go. He do it the way he want it to go. So it ain't always got to be, if you ask God for something, that he's going to give it to you the way you want it to have. He's going to give it to you the way he wants it to be. That's what he does. So God goes off the heart. He don't go off the looks, and he don't go off the way people live their lives and all of that. He don't go off that. He go off the heart. So if he think that your heart is pure for that person, and that person's heart is pure for you, that's who he gonna put you with. That's how God works. So be very careful on the things that you ask God, because God gonna give you what you want, but he's gonna give it to you in his way, not your way, his way. So if you're looking for somebody to be beautiful, if God say he wants you to have a beautiful person, he gonna give you that. But if God say no, that's not the person I want you to have, you're not gonna be with that person. And nobody ain't gonna be able to stop you from being with the person that God wants you to be with. What God put together, nobody can put that under. If God says it's gonna be there, that person gonna be with that person is going to be with that person, and ain't nobody gonna be able to break that up. Nobody. That's how God works. That's exactly how he works. So that's what y'all got to think about. When y'all go to God, be specific on what y'all want. Because even if you specific, God's still going to give you what he thinks that's good for you, not what you think is good for yourself. That's how he works. So that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. And that's why I want to tell y'all that's how the things that God do. This is the second part of the video to the first video that I did, what I told y'all about. So thank y'all for listening to me. Jesus love you. Father love you. The Holy Ghost, the angels, the ancestors, and I love y'all. And I will be back to talk to y'all again soon. Y'all have a good day and a blessed day.